What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to continue our world building by adding another element to our scene. It's time to work on the tall grass element, and that is the grass that you walk through to encounter wild Pokemon inside of the normal game. So how I'm going to do it is I'm just going to use the tiles I already have and just come up with a quick solution, maybe add an animation to make it look like the player just stepped on the grass or something like that. You don't have to do the same animation as me. You can do a different one or not use an animation at all and just have it call an encounter. But whatever you decide, in this one, I'm just going to do a small animation so it kind of adds some life to the scene. And then we're also going to add something to our globals where we're going to add a random number generator, but we're going to seed it so that anytime we test our game, the randomness is always going to be the same result. It's going to be predictable so we can test everything. If you like everything you see inside this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the playlist to see all of the Pokemon videos. And if you're feeling really generous, you can buy a coffee to help support the channel. Okay guys, let's get into it. So I think the first step here should be to create a new scene, and that's for the tall grass itself. Before we do that, I'm going to go to my project. I'm going to go to my project settings, and I'm going to go to my textures and just make sure that my default filter is nearest. I thought I changed that before, but I'm just going to go ahead and save my project now. And that's so that when I import it, I don't have to change that setting anymore. Let's go ahead and create a other node. And I think what we're going to want is an area 2D. I'm going to save this scene inside of my scenes levels, and I'm going to call this tall grass. Now we're going to add two child components. The first is going to be a collision shape so that Godot knows how you want to collide with this area. We're going to go ahead and add a new rectangle shape, and we're going to line it up to our 16 by 16 grid. And similar to other things we've created, because we don't want a collision when the player is walking by on the sides, we're going to make it just a little bit smaller so that it only collides when you enter the box. So I'm just going to do 0.9. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add an animated sprite 2D. And that's because I want to switch between two animations, one where the grass is up and one where the grass is down. Go ahead and add some new sprite frames. Inside of it, we're going to have up and down. So let's do up. Let's add a new one called down. So for down, we're going to go ahead and add frames to our sheet. And I'm going to go to assets, levels. I'm just going to use what I already have here. Like I said, if you have different textures or you're going to make a different animation, use this as a reference, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to my environment, set my grid to 16 by 16. And I am going to find my tall grass. So I'm going to use these two, and this is what it'll look like when it's down, and this is what it'll look like when it's up. So I'm pretty sure we're working on down right now. So I'm going to just click this one and hit add frames. And then up is going to be similar. And I'm going to go back to environments and try and zoom in here and click that guy. Oh, I don't want that one, just this one, and add a frame. So when you step on it, it'll look like that. And when it comes back up, it'll look like this. Let's move it to adjust the picture. Go ahead and save it. And then whatever animation you have last clicked or selected here is what the default will be if you don't select it in code. So just make sure that you have up highlighted. Otherwise, it will default to down. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now the next thing we need to do is add a script. Go ahead and attach a script here in C#. I'm going to go and put it inside of our scripts gameplay folder. And I believe it's called levels. And I'm just going to leave it as tall grass. And we're going to go ahead and create that script. Let's start by adding our namespace. We're going to do game.gameplay as we have been doing. Now, this actually isn't going to be a complicated script. We just need to export one variable here, and that's going to be our animated sprite 2D. How we insert that is we call it public animated sprite 2D, and you could just name it the same thing. Then inside of our override, we're going to grab our ready function. And here, if the animated sprite 2D isn't equal to something already, we'll go ahead and just grab it because we know it's underneath our parent node. And you just make sure you cast it properly inside the chevrons here. And it's going to have the same name, animated sprite 2D. And just like that. That's just to make sure it's not equal to null. You should probably start doing this in all of your files. I didn't do it a lot when I made the player, but I might go back through and just go ahead and add some safety here. That's what this line is for. Next, we're going to create two functions, and that's going to be a body entered and a body exited. So there's a couple signals inside of an area 2D. One is for when a body enters it, and one is when a body exits it. So we're going to link those, but first we need to create two functions to hook up to those signals. So I'm going to do an onBody entered, and that takes a node2D, and I'm just going to call that node2D. And I'm going to copy that and do an onBody exited. Now I'm going to hook them up to my signal. Usually with GDScript or inside Godot, you attach it inside of the inspector, but I like to do it here just because it's easier for me. So the body entered, we're just going to do a plus equal on body entered, and then the same thing for body exited. Now with the tall grass, there's something we could throw in here too, and that's our encounter chance. So when you're walking through the grass, depending on the level you're in or what Pokemon you're grabbing, there's going to be an encounter chance. So when you're walking through, the percentage that you're going to encounter a wild Pokemon, we can add the placeholders for that now before we eventually in a future video come back through and add our Pokemon and our UI and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and add that now. We're going to do a public void, and I'm going to call this calculate encounter chance. Hopefully I didn't butcher any of that spelling. And we'll come back to this function in a little bit. So for our onBodied entered, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our class name. So that's going to be from our node2D that's being called from this signal. We're going to do our get type and dot name. This will tell us what the class name is. Then we can throw a switch case on that class name, depending what enters it. So if this is, for example, a player or a character, you might want to do something different. Right now, we're only interested inside of the player. So for the player, if a player's enter it, let's just calculate our encounter chance. And that's it. The other thing you're going to want to do is call your animated sprite 2D, and we're going to want to play, and then we can throw in the name of our animation. So we'll do down here, and then for the onBody exited, we don't really need anything else. We can just do up. So anytime a body enters or exits, this is where you're going to add the code to see what you want to do, like calculating an encounter chance or something else, depending on how you're programming your game. Now for our encounter chance, we're going to want to use a random number generator, and we're going to want to define the encounters in our levels. So what Pokemon you can find or what the encounter chance rate is for that specific level. Like a cave might be 10%. Out in the day might be 20, at nighttime might be 50, who knows? So what we can do is we can actually define that in our level. And what we're going to do is we're going to first go to our level script, and we're going to add our encounter rate here. We're going to make this a, I can't remember if it's an integer or I think it's an integer. So we'll do a public int, and we can call this our encounter rate. And this will be a number between 0 and 100. I forget the exact export category that can make it a range, but you could just pick that here. Actually, I'm just going to look at it real fast. I think it was a property hint. Let's try property hint. Yeah, range. Okay. And then you do a comma, and then you put the two numbers inside. So that'll be between 0 and 100. And the encounter rate, we're just going to we can default it to something. Let's just say 20 for now. Now that we have this inside of our level, what we can do is go ahead and get our number generator set up. Go to your globals. You can do this in your game manager too if you wanted to, but we'll go to our globals. First, we're going to export our seed, and that is a ulong, and the seed, and you could default this to something. Obviously, we're going to pick 1 through 37. Like I said before, depending what you enter as the seed will determine the sequence of random numbers that you get. If you don't put anything in here, it'll be different every time. Then we can do a public, or you could do private actually, since we're going to access it private. Random number generator. I call it random number generator. And then create a static accessor for it. So we'll do public static random number generator. Get random number generator. I love these suggested names. It makes typing this a lot easier. And then we'll turn instance dot random number generator. And inside of the ready function, you just have to create it, and that's going to be equal to a new, and then you're going to define the seed as our seed. And that's all you have to do for the random number generator. So let's go back to our tall grass and then calculate our encounter chance. So this won't be too hard. What we're going to do is we're going to get the current level. And actually what we should do in the scene manager is create an accessor for the current level as well. So that's scene trigger, sorry, scene manager. Where are you at? There we go. The very bottom here, we can do a public static level, get current level, and we can return the instance dot current level there, because our current level is going to define our encounter rates. So back to the tall grass. So you can say your rate is equal to the scene manager dot get current level dot encounter rate, and then let's just call this chance is going to be globals dot get random number generator, and then you're going to do a range. I believe it's 0 to 100 because I think it's inclusive, and then all you're going to check to see is if the chance is less or equal to the rate. We're going to go ahead and have an encounter. Now you could just log this, or you could have a message pop up on the screen if you want to debug it. I'm just going to say logger.info Pokemon encountered, and then you could put something like your chance and your rate, and don't forget to add this. So now those variables pop up, and I think that's all we need for the code for the tall grass. And I think the one last thing we have to do is go to our character movement and define a collision, because this still has a collider on it. Even though it's an area 2D, the way we're checking our collisions is just by checking for colliders in the next square. So in our character movement, you can go ahead and add your tall grass is equal to false. That way, inside of the target occupied, you can walk right into it. So let's go back to the game and make sure that everything works. So inside the inspector, like I said, make sure up is selected and make sure that your filter is correct to nearest. And then we're going to go back to our small town, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new child node here. And this is going to be holding all of our grass. So you can call it tall grass, you can call it grass. And then inside of it, we're going to instantiate the tall grass scene. We're going to drag it over here. Let's go ahead and test our game and make sure that it works. So I'm walking around here, and pay attention to the console down here to see if there's an encounter when I walk into the grass. You can see that a Pokemon was encountered because the rate was less than the chance, or the chance was less than the rate, sorry. So you can see when I step onto the grass, it goes down and then it goes back up. So let's fill this out a little bit more and see if we can make it look nicer. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and then just drag these out. And I'm going to add some grass all over the level. And when we come back, we can walk through it all and make sure that it works. So give me 1 second. Okay, I've added some more grass. I opened up the backyards here, and let's just walk through it and make sure it all looks nice. So let's walk through it and see what it looks like. So you can see as I walk through it, the ones behind me go down and the ones in front of me go up, or vice versa. As you can see when I walk through it, everything looks good, and it looks a little bit better now that there's a whole bunch of them together. And if I go back here, all of this grass does the same thing, and all this grass does the same thing. Cool. And then if I look at my console, you can see that some Pokemon were encountered at some of the points, and you could adjust that encounter rate to make it look like whatever you want. So you can see here the encounter rate, if I change it to something like, I don't know, 2, and then hit play, you might not ever run into a Pokemon. So let's go like this. Oh, look at it, I did encounter one. Oh, you know what? Having it equal to 20 actually automatically overrides that. So let's go back to the code, and inside of our level, let's not set that. Hit save, hit rebuild, and then the encounter rate being 2. Let's just make sure that works now. Yeah, you can see now I'm not running into any Pokemon at all. Oh, and there we go. The random number was 1, so now we ran into 2. So that's working properly. Okay guys, thank you so much for tuning back into this video. I think that's all we need for the tall grass. So I think the next video we're going to take a look at adding some NPCs. So maybe we can have a couple of them standing still, maybe some walking around, and add some dialogue for them. And then once the NPCs are in the game, then it might be time to start actually importing some Pokemon. Okay guys, thank you so much for tuning back in, and we'll see you in the next one.